Hey everybody, it's Lee Triana with Family Spirit International. I have started my own part in the background. I've got to get the studio set up and everything, and I'm sorry that I don't have a disclaimer and all the things that I usually have. But I wanted to make sure that we did our test run. So here we are doing our little test run, and I've got our Jack Carey from the Para Intelligence Agency, and he's a dynamite guy. Um, Jack is one of my favorite people. He's extremely helpful. He's extremely knowledgeable. And I hope that you guys will enjoy having him on the show as much as I'm going to enjoy talking to him. He'll be right back in just a second. I'm going to bring him right in. Okay, let me go ahead and make sure I got all this going out. Yay. And here's Jack. Hey, Jack.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to our crash test dummy stage. I think I'm doing pretty good so far.
You're not
But
doing bad. I just
yeah.
spilled a whole glass of ice water all over myself. So.
Oh, well, it's so hot outside. It might feel pretty good.
Right.
My
So,
it was 100 degrees here today.
good God. Yeah, it was
Terrible.
97 here. So, it's one of those things where what are you going to do? We're hitting the hot part of the summer early, and it could be even worse. But you know, here in the underground bunker of southeastern Oklahoma and the mountains of Ouachita going into the Ozarks. We're preparing for the worst, which has been predicted to come July 15th. So hopefully your audience will be somewhat familiar with what I'm talking about. I'm not sure you are. So what do you think?
Well, tell me a little bit more. What are you talking about there, brother?
Okay, so July 15th has been predicted by both the WebBot designed by Cliff High over at halfpasthuman.com that has correctly predicted numerous worldwide changing events, including the attack of Hamas on Israel on the exact date, is now
Wow.
predicting, along with Future Forecasting Group, headed by Dick Algier, the world's leading remote viewer who was trained at the
Oh,
CIA and now who
yes.
runs a team of badass remote viewers.
Yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so they blindly targeted Cliff High's prediction, which I call the sacred alignment. And when you get all of these remote viewers who correctly predict the exact same thing being predicted by Cliff High's WebBot, at a time when they were completely blind to the target and they all basically point in the same direction, that's what I call the sacred alignment.
I see. Actually, I am aware of some of the things you're talking about. I'm also aware of the white buffalo that's
Yeah.
that has appeared in the Lakota prophecy.
Yep.
So it's time for us to get our ducks in a row.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens on July 15th is we got some pretty specifics. So we're talking about 15th through the 19th. Daz Boz, one of the world's leading remote viewers, says 19th through the 21st. Everybody else says the 15th. Around that point, 15th to the 16th, you're going to have a worldwide changing event that may be nuclear.
Oh God.
So the one thing that they keep pointing out is that there's a hypersonic missile involved. Hypersonic missiles cannot be stopped. It will actually impact a major metropolitan area of some kind. When it does, it will produce an effect equal to a short range tactical nuclear weapon.
Jesus.
It doesn't mean it is a nuclear weapon, but that's okay because we have bombs now that can produce the same effect without the radiation. So you're looking at a total devastation, a total changing of all languages around the world that will correlate with the release, what they call the release language of the WebBot. The WebBot uses language prediction analysis patterns to determine what's about to happen. And it is highly accurate. We could spend 3, 4, 5, 6 shows just explaining the WebBot,
Oh man.
just explaining how it works, why it works, the fact that you can basically apply mathematical values to different kinds of words that
Yeah.
expresses their emotionality within mathematical form. Then you can calculate from those mathematical forms exactly the depth of the event that's about to happen. And that's what we're looking at.
That's insane. Well, what do we do?
There's
I mean,
there's
do we
not much
pray?
anybody, you know, everybody can pray and we can hope and we can do all that kind of stuff. But the main point is to prepare yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Interesting and scary. Well, I hope that we can see more about uh, what may come and what we can do to even maybe stop some of these things from happening. But
We can hope, but once the release language has been detected by the WebBot,
I
there's
know what you're talking about. Didn't they use the WebBot on some of Nostradamus's predictions? Didn't they
if
compare it against that?
he has, I don't know about it, but I can tell you that it's pretty immediate language, which means that it's very hard to alter that. So let's say we're in a reality matrix, right?
Right.
And all of our consciousness, everything that we observe, all of that is unfolding in this huge cloud, right?
Okay.
It's a cloud of forming probability. We can't quite see the future, but it's forming in front of us.
It is.
And we can see from the choices being made right here, right now, how that future is going to shape, right? At some point, there's no pulling back from a particular point
Right.
in that unfolding.
I got you. I got you.
There's no more decisions that can be made to alter it. You will come to that singular point. And that's where we're at.
God
And
dang.
that singular point is going to bring us to a point of total current disaster. And, you have to, what do you say? Is there creation through destruction? Sure, there is. But you're going to have to live through the destruction. And that destruction seems right now to be built in.
Well, it's a good thing I like the paranormal because, if I'm on the spirit side of things, I know that it exists. I know that I'm not going to end. And, I think people like us that look into the supernatural realm and we look into the other dimensions. We talk about dimensions. I know that science has been able to prove 7. So that means, thousands exist, right?
Right.
Maybe we'll be able to maybe we'll be able to go into another dimension and be able to explore there and continue to grow. I know that you probably know more about. Oops, sorry, that was me. My bad. Um, I know that you would probably know more about this than me, but I know that we had alien contact shortly after these nuclear bomb testing and things because we were affecting other dimensions, not just ours.
Right. We
So
sure were.
hopefully,
Yeah.
yes. So we've got a lot of things that we need to really look into. Even if this does happen, there's things that we need to do in order to make sure. And where I'm coming from with this, I actually was called by hospice care as a shaman for a patient, and it was her end of life care with hospice. And God love this woman; she's so precious. And her plan was to learn as much about the supernatural world as she possibly could because she was going to be part of it, and she wanted to be prepared, and she wanted to be of use. And I found that so endearing. And I gave her a Reiki attunement. She was already very powerful. She had studied, you know, she had the walk that she walked. She was already a very powerful lady, and I just found it to be very sweet and lovable and responsible for her to say, "I'm going to be on the other side. I need to know what I can do to help people there as well."
Right.
And so she actually she worked on being able to connect spiritually with people that were here, even in the process. Ooh, my dog. Let me show you my dog. Even in the process of dying, she was thinking about communicating with her family. And after she passed, this is Luna, by the way.
I
And this is
knew.
and this is the
Oh
knucklehead
my
that was
goodness.
she's so sweet.
What?
She's a service dog. She's a
What a
rescue,
sweet little baby.
even though she is full-blooded French. So I'm getting a welfare check. She's
Oh
smelling my
my
breath. I'm
God.
type 2 diabetic, and she tests me. She does the little welfare checks with her little muzzle to my nose. Oh, Mama went out the door. She's trying to see. This morning she got the zooms. Look at your big baby.
This
Oh my gosh.
this is my doodle.
Oh, I love Doodle. What's Doodle's
This,
name?
her name is Daisy. She's
Hi, Daisy.
Daisy Princess. She's checking up on me because
Well,
she heard me talking sweet
to
to another dog.
oh yeah. Well, Luna's name is Princess Luna Simone because she's French. She has to have the Simone. And her
Uh,
head's so big and she's got little brown spots on her head, just like little vanilla spots because she's all white. So it looks like the moon. And this is Ginger. She's our other service dog.
oh goodness.
And I am working with Blaine Rohan and I, my husband, my mom. We have created a program called Shelter to Service Dogs. And we're working in conjunction with, oh, look at that angel.
This is Mr. Bear.
I can see why.
Yeah.
Boy, his
Sundance.
hair is so curly. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
See, I'm Sundance. So
Sundance. So sweet. So I'm working with the Rhine Center as part of I finished my PhD, by the way. I've got my PhD in philosophy.
Wow, good for
And
you.
thank you. It's a big deal. This is the first time I've
That's
said
a
it
huge
publicly.
deal.
Yeah,
Yes.
the first time I've said it publicly. So this is a big deal. And I'm going to University of Sedona, and I'm finishing up my PhD there in philosophy, but it's going to be an emphasis in parapsychology. And so I'm working on that now. And part of my dissertation, I have to do two. Lucky me, right? Don't start that, girls. Don't start that. Get down and go play. Go get the zoomies. Everybody getting all grumpy-fied.
All
Uh-uh.
right.
Don't do it. Oh, stop it. So we're working with shelters to find dogs that have the predisposition, the nurturing ability to be good service dogs. And these little guys, since I'm type 2 diabetic, they can tell me when I'm going to have a migraine and when my sugar's off. Those are the two things that they can do. I
Wow.
don't need it for stability. So I don't need a big, big dog, for like a
Right.
German Shepherd or whatever for stability. And, a
Right.
lot of times, and I'm bringing this out. If anybody that's watching is interested in helping with the Shelter to Service Dogs program, please let me know. Get in touch with Jack. Get in touch with me. We are working on getting these little foster parents of these little shelter dogs on board. So the ones that we feel has the disposition that's making them qualified to do this program, they can start training right away. And it really gives these dogs something to live up to, and they feel so happy being needed. That's just the type of personality they have. And I got my new, oh, it's right here. Let me see if I can reach it. Excuse me for all that. This is
Okay.
Luna's, her driver, her little license. It's not a driver's license. I call it that though. It's her service dog thing. Came in today. I was opening this when I was on the phone with you.
Nice.
See her? She's right there with her little picture. And I've got Gingers too. So, this is a doable thing. This will be Luna is the third service dog that has been through service dog training and is doing well with it. And there's Gingers. And so you can, do these kinds of things and take these tests with these animals, but you have to have people that we need to know exactly what the disability is so that we will know what we're dealing with and trying to help people. And so if anybody wants to donate, we are looking at first responders, service people, also children with disabilities. And it's very helpful for everybody. I mean, we've got resources, we need to use them. These little animals, I took Ginger to the Battleship, North Carolina in Wilmington this past weekend, and she was able to reach a soldier that was on the ship, and he pet her. And we have the SLS camera where he's petting her. And she
Oh,
cried.
wow.
She even cried for him. She could see him. She cried for him. So she's actually gifted in more than one way. And
Wow.
my overall goal is to draw a correlation between vision that dogs have compared to like some of our equipment and how they can be used in paranormal study. So that's my
Wow.
goal. I don't know how it's going to go, but that's the plan so far, and it's working in my house. So hopefully, I can get my words together and um, get enough testing and test results to where I can prove more information for people. The whole point is to help people. And when you and I were getting ready to do the show, one of the things you mentioned was you wanted to get the information out there for people. You're
Yep.
very passionate about your work, and so am I.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as the information gets out there, that's all that matters, really. So,
And after this, please send me your address because I have a certificate from Piedmont Technical College where you taught for the class. You spoke several times, and this particular class we're going into September, we will be online as well as in person.
ooh, that would be
So
fantastic.
that would be something that you could participate in. You
I
could
would
even
love
have
to.
your own capsule in a class, and we can work that out where they can come in to see you and
Wow.
online. So I mean, it's a possibility. It might not right out of the gate happen because we've got to get the clientele built up and advertise the class and stuff like that.
Sure.
But it's opening, Jack. We're opening it.
That's huge. That's so huge, Lee. Like a
So huge.
congratulations. Yeah.
Um, we did a little ghost hunt in class, and it was at a place called the Belmont Inn in Abbeville, South Carolina. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much. I've just missed you so much.
Oh no, that's great.
But we were expected 35 people to come to the event, and we had 74. The place was packed.
Wow.
It was packed, yeah. And then we were expecting about 12 to 14 at another event in Newberry at the Gilded Bat Inn in Newberry, which you've got to see.
Oh, wow.
Someday we'll have to find a way to get you here, and I want you to see that place. But we were expecting 12 to 14, and we had 34.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
That's
it
amazing.
flowed right out of that inn and right into one of the hotels nearby. It was crazy.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
that's exciting stuff right there.
Yeah. So, if we can manage, if there's a way to stop this time continuum where we're not going to just completely fall apart, you know what I'm saying? If there's a way we can salvage ourselves, there's some great things coming in,
Oh
and I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
excited about it.
Yeah, with every negative there's an equal but opposite positive that
Yeah.
happens. And I can't quite focus in on what those positives are. I can kind of guess what they are. I mean, we're making huge inroads into longevity, making huge inroads into space travel. We're making huge inroads into a lot of different things. But in the meantime, in the next couple of years, we're engaged with what appears to be a transformational phase of humanity, and it's going to be really brutal.
I know.
And,
I'm with you. I know what you're talking about with Matthew being in the military. There's things he's aware of, and a lot of our friends are also aware of. So,
yeah, my intelligence sources are telling me they're blinking red for a long time
really,
now. Yeah, and they're not often wrong.
mm.
So,
Well, let's
um,
continue to get the information out of things that we can expect and things that we can do to prepare. I'd love to have you on Family Spirit International Monday night, and we can talk about this some more. For those of you watching, if you are interested in that, you can go to Family Spirit International on well, actually, if you go to YouTube, you can just put my name, Lee Triana Brown. Here, let me get this off of here so you can see my name. And it'll be on my YouTube channel, and it'll be on my Facebook wall. And I'm going to get this thing set up for Jack where it will broadcast on his wall at the same time. Make sure he has what he needs to put it on his website. We're going to cross network this so that we can get the information out. Basically, we know something's coming, and we're doing a call to action. Ways to prep spiritually, mentally, physically. Let your friends know. This is not. We're not trying to. What's the word? Control you with fear. But knowledge is power.
yeah, we're not trying to be alarmist.
Mm,
However,
better way of phrasing that. I like that.
mhm. But at the same time, things happen, and those things can be somewhat predicted ahead of time, and that's really the point. So, of what we're getting at is that there are techniques which have been developed by some of the world's most intelligent people, and some of the world's best scientists. And we call that remote viewing. And these
Yes.
remote viewers are detecting a huge event about to take place mid-July.
For anybody watching, if
Hmm.
you need to know what remote viewing is, it's different from astral projection. And it has been proven scientifically by physicists and biologists. If you're interested in getting more information about that, I suggest that you go on YouTube to Russell Targ, Targ, to some of his websites and some of his lectures. He is a physicist, and he was tasked with the idea of proving ESP. And not only did he prove it, but he also taught himself, and he became one of the biggest, world renowned remote viewer, meaning he's sitting at home watching something in another country during our Cold War. So he was working for the CIA, and he was part of a big program. And this is where it's most important, okay, in my eyes. He taught himself how to do it, and we actually have had military action, military um, missions set in motion from people that are remote viewers. One happened during when the American embassy in Iran, was it Iran? Libya?
Yep.
Iran.
General Brigadier General Dozier. Yes.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about. See, this is why I like having you on the show, and I like working with you. But so our American embassy was taken over. How many Americans are in there? How many people are hurt? Do they have food? How are they being treated? Does anybody need medical attention? How many captors are there? What the hell do they want? None of this. We knew none of this. And some of the information was coming out pretty slow. So we put our remote viewers, the best remote viewers, in motion, and they figured it out. And out of the, I think it was 200 remote viewers that were part of this initiation of, trying to get information, 68 said the same thing. And they actually had plans drawn out of the embassy and where they were. And the military actually took action and created a mission based off that information. First time in the history of our government that we did something like that.
Wow.
And you can go online now that it's declassified, and you can actually see some of those drawings. Just go to CIA, American Embassy, hostages, American Embassy, just put all that in your search engine. It'll pop right up. I downloaded them actually. And
Wow.
remember that these are pencil drawings from people that aren't artists. They're viewing it and drawing this stuff out, not automatic writing. They were viewing it at home. Astral projection is where your spirit basically leaves your body. Your body's functioning on its own, but you are somewhere else. And there's danger in that, because what's to stop you from being attacked if you don't know how to protect yourself? You don't know how to protect your body, and there's not somebody with you, because you're not aware of what's going on around your actual body. So you could be easily, snuck up on, hurt, killed. It's very important that people understand the difference between the two and know that scientists have been able to prove that this is real.
Right.
ESP is real. Psychic ability is real.
Well, if you want to see some of the most amazing stuff ever, I'm going to have to make that phone call back. Tune in to farsight.org. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. You said Farsight?
Farsight.org. That's headed up by Dr. Courtney Brown. He heads up what I believe to be the best group of remote viewers that have ever been assembled. And when you log into their site, you can watch them through a see-through board. Completely see-through.
Oh my God.
Do their remote viewing and draw exactly what they're seeing as they see it.
Oh, wow.
And explain to you what they're seeing. Now, when farsight.org matches the Future Forecasting Group, and the Future Forecasting Group blindly targeted a target from the WebBot developed by Cliff High, you can just take it to the bank. Take it to the bank.
That's insane.
And if anybody thinks that something's not going to happen here at the end of this month, they're kidding themselves. Absolutely kidding themselves. And we're all hoping against hope. Nothing happens, No. When you get that kind of sacred alignment between three different groups that have the best psychic abilities on the planet, and they're all pointing in the same direction, that's what I call the sacred alignment.
Remote viewing is the practice of seeing impressions about a distance or unseen subject, reportedly sensing with the mind. A remote viewer is expected to give information about an object, an event, a person, or location hidden from physical view and separated at some distance. So just trying to make sure that people that, aren't familiar with these terms, you can get what you need.
That they understand. I know. And we could do like a series of shows just bringing them up to task.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
on where we're at, because in how we understand the things we understand, giving these different groups and how they're all aligning with one another. So
Your babies are doing like my babies now. They're
yeah, hang on a second. Let me let them out for a minute.
sure, no problem, not a problem. So what I was talking about is The Reality of ESP by Russell Targ, who is a physicist. Okay, he's not a psychic. He's not a psychic medium. He did learn magic when he was in high school, so he was able to do magic. But he's never been. Russell Targ was never a psychic, but he is now. And the way that he's done it is he has interviewed plenty of people that would take him to the next level, and then he was mentored by a lot of very incredible people.
Yep, which is the whole reason I wrote my book, American Sorcerer.
That's right. Please talk about that.
Well, American Sorcerer is a full development and culmination of the world's most potent occult techniques mixed with remote viewing controls and protocols. So they discovered in their remote viewing program dealing with the CIA that psychic ability was not only prevalent, but it could be focused. I discovered that through ancient occult techniques, they were doing exactly the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly the same thing. So through the use of their techniques from ancient times, combined with the laboratory controls and protocols initiated by the Stargate program,
Stargate program.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just hearing, it just feels good to be with a like-minded person.
Yeah. So you could develop a system of psychic ability by which you can literally measure the results of that ability. That's what American Sorcerer is. And it was designed in order to meld the two together into such a complete system that we could use it as a defense, as a weapon against an aggressive, hostile, alien intelligence on this planet.
I'm trying to get your picture downloaded here of the book. I've got it right here. Let's see if I can get that for you. I like to try to have these kind of things ahead of time, but since this is still, we're learning as we go here. Ta-da! It's coming up. Did it? So how many books have you written?
4.
Tell me about the others.
And I'm writing my 5th, but my 5th book is a fictional novel. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So what is it about?
Well, the fictional novel is called.
Wait,
nice.
There it is. There you go. So it's by Jack Carey, American Sorcerer. I found this on thriftbooks.com. Where else can they find it?
Oh, on Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Yeah. I've redesigned the cover now.
So have you? Let me go on Amazon and pull that one then. So what are your other books and how can people find them?
My last book is the Enoch Code, and I traced the entire Book of Enoch all through history for 382 pages of complete research. I actually used over 100 quotes from known sources in the field to back up my claim that Enoch actually, if you look at the Book of Enoch and the resulting history through the French occult revival, it will reveal to you the hidden tomb of Enki, the lost Anunnaki prince. And
Wow.
the Lost Anunnaki Prince is the source of all of this occult literature, all of it.
Really?
Yep.
I need to look into that a bit more. I got to get your books. I say that every time I talk to you, but I have got to get them. Do you have some that you can sell to people, or do they need to get them online?
Nope, they're all online. My new book, which is called Dark Tide, is about uh, magical twins that were born with magical powers, and
Oh,
they
okay.
they grow older, and there's a series of murders that are taking place that appear to have an occult connection of some kind. And this homicide detective approaches them out of desperation to help try to solve this case. And that's the basic premise of the book.
That's
So
awesome. Well, I've got one of my books not coming up. Where did it go? I'm on Amazon. It should pop up.
hey, you looking mine or yours?
I'm looking. I got two of yours. I'm going to download the other one right now so everyone can see it. Like I said, we could. There it is. Finally. One thing that everybody watching, if you would like to help a local author out, and what I mean by that, we don't have a team of writers, um, that are putting stuff together and a bunch of editors, going back through and making sure references of, popular things are happening and whatnot. We don't have all of that. It's just us. So, there we go. I'll take that down for now. So, if you do read one of our books, do us a favor and give us a review. You know, be sure to let us know what you think, what you would like to see. And there's Jack's other book, Paranormal Planet. I think that's going to be really a good read.
Yeah, if you've not read Paranormal Planet, I
Mm-mm.
explain my full theory of why paranormal, my unified field theory of paranormal activity, how and why paranormal activity takes place on this planet, and I offer a scientific explanation for that activity.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Here's my little children's book. He does all the cool stuff, and I'm, doing little fun stuff. It's called Tales in the Dark, and it's perfect for this time of year. These are twice told tales, folk tales from the turn of the century all the way through the 40s, back when people didn't watch television all the time, and you could tell stories around the campfire. And I have the original story documented in the back. I take my turn because when you tell the story, you're supposed to change it a little bit. So I change it up a little bit. And I've even got recipes for microwave s'mores for little hands so that you don't have to light a fire. And gummy worms is called Dirt. And it's made from Oreos and gummies and things like that. Just something for kids to enjoy. It's a lot of fun. It's not a very long book. There's lots of art in the book, and my dear friend Rex Nielsen actually did the art for it. So, it's it's been a lot of fun doing the kids' books. Lots of times children want to do what mom and dad are doing, and they're going to ghost hunts and things like that. Well, it's not meant for kids. So, this is another one of my little books. It's called Your Psychic Connection, and it has a bunch of what I call labs in there, and it's ways to do different types of divination, and for you to evaluate which one resonates with you, so you can get an idea of what kind of psychic ability you may have. It's got a little journal built in, which I like. I know it helped me to have a little journal in some of the books that I've read recently, and I fell in love with that format for that reason. You don't have to have a notebook, and you can actually jot right in the book. And if you decide to pick the book back up and start reading it again, you can see what your thoughts were when you first read the story and read some of the things that are in there, some of the things to try. This is called Parapsychology 101, Beginning Your Journey. So this is actually just the beginning of parapsychology, and it'll teach you about um, the history of the paranormal as well as different types of hauntings. And Luna's got the zoomies. I know y'all can hear her zooming around. Sounds like a herd of elephants, but she's scramble, 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 and she's zooming up and down the joys of having a French bulldog. And this was my very first book. There she goes. I know you can hear
That's
like
huge.
a fat bolt of lightning. There she goes. She just slid and landed behind the sofa. Are you okay? Oh my goodness. Well, go get the zoomies.
She knows Mom is excited. Yeah.
Yeah. And this was my first book. This book happened during COVID quarantine. This and a few margaritas is what happened. My
Nice.
grandmother was 98, and she'd been telling us for years and years about her paranormal experiences with her mother and my mom. And then my husband and I started going back and investigating the same places that they had, and we compare the evidence and that type of thing. Um, this is the oldest book, and it's got a lot of reviews. And luckily, I think that the reviews are very, very favorable. So hey, why not? But mine are not as in depth as yours. I mean, yours are you're looking into theory, you know. You're looking into the theory of the supernatural and that type of thing. That's really intense.
Right. So, and I can't help it. And with the discovery of the hitchhiker effect, it altered my entire course of investigation to a point where I'm beginning to really question the protocols of reality. And I
Well,
think,
that's where it's at. That's some incredible
yeah,
thinking. And that's why I would like to have you in my class and helping as much as possible. We need to get this kind of knowledge out.
oh, I'm so excited to participate in any way, shape, or form I can.
Well, we've got the same passion. I do have one more book that I have not. Um, it's about psychic children, and one of my dissertations for this other um, degree. I've got my PhD, like I said, but I'm finishing up with University of Sedona. Big, there's a lot to that. It's very daunting, I've got to say, and but I'm looking to draw a correlation, or at least try to draw a correlation between psychic children and their family members. Does this run in the family? Is it something that is learned, or is something that's within the DNA? So this is a cute little book. So you think your kid is psychic, and it's a parent's manual of what to do and how to help your kids if you feel that they have psychic abilities. My husband and I wrote it, and my mom and Blaine Rohan, they have basically we took a bunch of questions that people had sent to me wanting to know this type of information, that type of thing. And so we created a little workbook for it. And there's going to be more editions of that coming out, because when we go to paranormal conferences and we talk about psychic kids and we do our psychic kid workshop, we have to do 2 and 3 of the same workshop because people wait.
Wow.
It's a
Wow.
big thing. So, I want people to feel like they have a resource. Not every parent is trying to stop kids from being psychic. A lot of times people are like, yeah, let's do this. If this is what you are, I embrace it, especially in times that we live in right now, where people are learning to live their best life, you know?
Right. Right.
Oh, we got folks talking to us. This is check out our test run. Okay, so that was Blaine from Haunted Syndicate, and he's my co-host on Family Spirit International, and we just decided to do a test run, and so he's watching, and I'm happy to know it. So, yeah, Blaine, I need to talk to you tomorrow. Stuff's happened today, as you can see. Oh my goodness, I think the dogs walk back in, don't they?
Yep. Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Got some BC. Oh, apologies. I sort of run a pet rescue around here. I've got
That's
to
all right. That's where
rescue.
it's at.
Yeah. So, but
Well,
they
it's
get
about
everything they need.
how can people reach you? I know that we've been talking about your books. Once again, I'm going to put some of these up. Let me scroll up a bit. Jack Carey's book, American Sorcerer, and I got to get that book. I'm just going to go ahead and go buy it on Amazon right now. And then Paranormal Planet. You know what I should
Yes.
do? I need to send you some mailing labels and you sign them so I can stick them in the book. It'll
Ah,
look
there
great.
you go. I'd be happy to.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be great. So everybody, please pay attention to some of the fun things we have coming up with All Access Network. And I usually end my my show with a Native American blessing. Would you mind?
absolutely.
All right. So this is called the Earth Prayer by Black Elk. Great Spirit, learn to hear my feeble voice at the center of the sacred hoop. You've said that I should make the tree to bloom. With tears running, O Great Spirit, my grandfather, with running eyes, I must say the tree has never bloomed, and here I stand, and the tree is withered. And again, I recall the great vision you gave me. It may be that some little root of the sacred tree still lives, nourish it, that it may leaf and bloom and fill with singing birds, and hear me that the people may once again find the good road and the shielding tree. Thank you for listening to Family Spirit International on All Access Network. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.